Hey, I'm Kiwi. I got myself a new microphone, my old one broke. But that's not what I'm here for in this video. You read the title, I'm going on a little tangent theorizing about Donkey Kong and Pauline. Don't worry, I'm still gonna make game reviews, but I just wanted to do something different today. Naturally, this tangent stems from the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct, as you know from that Direct, and the accidental leak, courtesy of Nintendo Korea. Pauline is going to be DK's companion in the game. But it's not Pauline that we see in Mario Odyssey or whatever. This is a young Pauline, 13 years old to be precise. As such, the Donkey Kong Direct raises some questions about when this game fits in the timeline. Call me MapApp because here's my theory. So, I've seen people assume that this game is a prequel to the original Donkey Kong arcade game. Well, that would work had it not be for Cranky Kong. For those who don't keep with the lore of the Donkey Kong universe, Cranky was the original DK. The one that supposedly kidnapped Pauline up a construction site with Mario in pursuit. But in Bonanza, Cranky is here and in his old state too. Pauline would be way too young to get kidnapped by him, like she wouldn't be born yet. At least that's what I think. And this also adds to the fact that Cranky doesn't seem to recognize her from what we saw in the Direct. And don't you think that since Cranky is old, wouldn't that be true for Mario and Pauline as well? Like, wouldn't they have gray hair, wrinkly skin, needing a walker, and going, "Oh my back!" So here's what I think. Much like the DK we play in Donkey Kong Country or Bonanza is the descendant to Cranky, Mario and Pauline are the descendants of Jumpman and Lady. Yes, Pauline was called Lady initially. Oh, but Nintendo confirmed that they're the same character. I don't care. I want to ramble. So please, let me ramble. So if I said about Pauline being the descendant to Lady is true, then why in Mario Odyssey does Pauline describe getting captured by Donkey Kong dramatic? If Lady told Pauline what happened about getting kidnapped by Cranky, then she wouldn't be so traumatized about it. She didn't experience it firsthand. She didn't witness it with her own eyes. Clearly, something similar must have happened that made Pauline and DK's relationship sour. So you'd probably be thinking that we should dead end at this point. I'm at the end of my rope. I'm at my wit's end. You sorely misjudged my knowledge of other Mario games, dear viewer. Because Nintendo unknowingly supplied me with a trump card that explains what happened and how their relationship soured. And the answer lies in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, and its first game, technically gameplay-wise, Donkey Kong 94. For those who are living under a rock, sure, this seems redundant to talk about this game. On the surface, it looks like a port of the original arcade game to Game Boy with some enhanced graphics. Well, you're mostly correct, but after the supposed last level, the girded Mario and Pauline around collapses and DK runs up with Pauline, and the rest of the game ensues. That's a traumatic experience that Pauline is talking about in Odyssey. Now, how do I know this? Remember what I said about those enhanced visuals? Take a look at the side art of the arcade game and the box art for 94. If you pay attention, DK in the side art doesn't have a necktie, much like how Cranky doesn't have a necktie, but yet the box art does. So I believe that Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong 94 is the DK in the modern Mario games. And he's the same Donkey Kong who has a little buddy named Diddy, and is the same Kong who defended his banana horde from Kremlings. Oh, but why is Junior there? I know. I really don't have an explanation for that. I did have one, but I don't think it would make much sense. Well, either way, this is a separate can of worms to discuss why Junior's in this. Especially since we don't see him again. Anyway. And this isn't the only kidnapping attempt on Pauline. And the sequels to Mario vs. Donkey Kong takes Pauline and Mario enlists the mini Marios to do puzzles akin to Lemmings to save Pauline. But then, you know, they all reconcile and yeah, all that crap. So why would Pauline call the city she runs New Donk City, and with numerous nods to Donkey Kong littered around it, especially if she has a traumatic experience to him? Simple. She is still Donkey Kong's friend and still respects DK enough to name a city after him. Going back to Mario vs. Donkey Kong, during this time, Donkey Kong and Pauline make up and mend their relationship, culminating in Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars, as Donkey Kong kidnapping Pauline was simply a front to lead Mario to a surprise party. They've let go of their past, now they're just having fun doing races or doing minigames together in Mario Party. And as I said before, she still cares for Donkey Kong enough to name a city after him, and even hold a festival centered around the OG Donkey Kong game. Granted, it's mainly a Mario's favorite, but still. Even with all the ups and downs in their relationship, they're still the same ape and kid who journeyed to the planet core. And that is my theory. Now, would this be considered a game theory? That'll be up for you to decide. At any rate, I hope this sheds some light on where Bananza fits in the timeline before it's out on July 19th. I'll probably have to double check that. And get you thinking off the beaten path. But yeah, I just wanted to go on a little tangent. Thanks for watching.